Good afternoon, YouTube. So I had a problem with my microphone on this video, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover for it. But what we're doing in this video is we are removing the spray booms, and we are going to put the dry spreader on underneath the airplane so that we can start our cover crop season. So what I'm doing here is I am loosening the clamps that hold the booms to the boom hangers. So there's 3 boom hangers on each side and 2 clamps per hanger, so I need to loosen the 6 clamps so I can get the boom off. It's really pretty quick to get the booms off the airplane. I do have the left one off already in this video, so as you can see, I'll just and the boom actually attaches to the center section with just a standard banjo fitting, I call it, with cam lock levers. So yeah, it's pretty simple to take the boom off. You can see the spreader on the ground there behind me. That's what we're getting ready to put on the airplane. So we'll get the booms put away here on the ground, and we'll get ready to install the spreader. So right here I'm getting ready to take the center section of the spray boom off. And it's just a couple of the same smaller banjo type fittings that hold the brackets up to the airplane, and I usually put a zip tie through them so that nothing comes loose on the airplane while you're flying. And then I need to loosen the clamps on that hose to get that center section pulled off there. So that's what I'm doing, and we'll get that center section pulled off. I believe what I'm pointing at here is, though, there's a pressure line that goes from the boom up to the cab, and that water's clean. I ran cleaner through the spray system and ran fresh water through a couple times, so anything that falls out of there I don't have to worry about getting any chemicals on me. It's all clean water. So you got a pressure line to take off, loosen the hose up front, and then the 2 smaller banjo type fittings, and then tap it a little bit, and that center section will fall out of there. Now there is another quick fitting up front that I could have taken this all off in one piece, but I just figured I'd take it off in multiple pieces. I'm going to put a new system back under the airplane anyway for next year. So cutting more zip ties and getting ready to pull this next section of pipe off of there.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
So here I'm getting ready to take the next section of pipe off. Got to loosen the clamps, and then there's a rubber hose in there between the fitting and then the next section of aluminum pipe. And I'm taking it all off on pieces because, like I said, I'm going to put a new system underneath, and I'll replace and put all new hose and everything under there. So that hose will be trashed and be replaced with new, and possibly even looking into replacing that valve as well. So more zip ties, keeping valves closed or things where they need to be while you're flying so you don't have any issues, and then we'll get ready to pull the spray pump off. So right here I think I'm contemplating my life choices at the moment, but no, seriously, we are getting ready to pull the plug on the pump and drain that leftover water that's in the pump into the bucket. and then we'll remove the pump. And just for your information, the blades on the pump can be adjusted. The pitch can be adjusted to increase or decrease the speed of the pump as you're flying. So that's how you adjust your pump pressure in an airplane. And once again, cutting off more zip ties to get ready to pull the pump off. So now I'll put the plug back in, the drain plug in the bottom of the pump so I don't lose it. Loosen up the levers there on that back fitting, and there's two clamps that hold that pump up to the main frame there, I guess I'd call it, and this thing's ready to drop off.
Times don't fly too high.
So now I just need to get a couple of caps to put on those fittings, or the output of the tank and the input of that spray valve there. We want to close them up. So for the one on the spray valve, you don't want bugs and stuff flying in there, and the one I'm doing right now, the seed would actually come out the bottom of that hopper if I didn't put that cap on there. So I'll have to tape down those wires so they're not flopping around, and then I'll have to get some zip ties for those caps to make sure they don't pop off. So now we're going to roll the spreader up under the airplane so we can get it mounted. One of the first things we have to do is loosen the nuts on the hinge for the gate at the bottom of the hopper, because if you think about it, we're going to be opening and closing that, and seed will kind of get in between the gasket and the inside of the hopper. So if you kept that as tight as you have it for liquid, once you open that up and get the seed or fertilizer coming down through there, you'd never get it closed again. So you got to loosen those hinges to kind of allow for that seed or fertilizer to get in that gap. So I am also loosening and detaching the bottom hinges as well. But I just cut part of that out there. Didn't figure you needed to watch that whole thing. So now that I've got everything loosened, I can open and close this gate. And what I'm noticing here is it's hitting, the top of the gate is hitting this shroud here. So I'm going to have to pull that off and make some adjustments on that. Cut some of it away, and so the gate can open up all the way. So we pulled that panel off, and we have the grinder, and we're going to cut some of that metal away where the hopper door was hitting it.
Dangerous times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
And now when I get done grinding on this thing, I will take it over to the other hanger where the air compressor is, and we'll get it all sanded down.
don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
So now I'm installing that panel again, and then I can open that door and see if the adjustments I made on that panel, if they were any good or not.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right.
And what I've decided here is that I need to loosen the top nuts another 1 revolution. So I did loosen all 4 of them, and then you tighten up the lock nut on the back side so that it doesn't move, and then I should have the gate where I want it. So now what I'm going to do here is lubricate the landing gear. There's a couple grease zerks up in there on each side, so now's a good time to do it while we've got some downtime and we've got these panels off anyway.
Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're soaring.
So now that we've got the landing gear all greased up, I can put the panels back on underneath and get that all buttoned up. That would not have had to have been done, but we had a few extra days before we needed to start seating, so I thought I'd get the landing gear greased and just inspect it, look it over, make sure everything looked good. So we'll get all the panels put back on here, and then we'll start hanging the spreader.
Get on board. We're soaring on top of the world.
So we use an ATV or a motorcycle jack for the front of the spreader, and that allows us to use that to lift it up to the airplane. So it's a lot easier. We have a couple hangers on the back side that we hook up first, and then we lift this up to the airplane and hook it up. Now this was the first time that we had installed this spreader on this aircraft, so there was a little confusion on how it was to be attached, because this is different than what the previous couple airplanes have had on them. So once we got that figured out, we lifted the spreader back up there and got it attached and finished up. Thank you guys for watching the video, and make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Have a Merry Christmas.